Sister Location is one of the most unique entries in the entire Five Nights at Freddy's series. While the other games have a repeating gameplay loop that gets harder over time, Sister Location opted to instead have a completely different levels with unique mechanics and tasks for each one. So in this video, I'll be ranking all of the nights from worst to best, based on how fun, creative and unique the levels are. However, how impactful the story of the night is will not be taken into account. The main factor will be how much I personally enjoyed the level, not how much the night impacts the lore of the series as a whole. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 6, Night 4, and the worst level is Night 4, what a surprise. For a game that isn't super difficult, this night takes it up to the highest level and gives you nothing to work with in terms of helping you out. You are told not to let the spring locks wind down, okay, sure, that's easy, but there's nothing to help you with the mini arenas, and while it's not hard to figure out you need to shake them off, what about the swarm that go into your mask? No one in their right mind the first time playing this level would assume that. They are just a background feature. And the worst part of this entire level, no matter the reason you die, you will get jump scared by a mini arena, which gives the player absolutely no feedback on whatever actually killed them and how to adjust their strategy accordingly to beat the night. This is without a doubt the worst level in the entire game, and quite frankly, it's just not engaging in the slightest. Number 5, Night 1. Now, in terms of building up this world and the setting, yes, this level does a great job introducing the main ideas and locations you'll be visiting throughout the game. It pretty much introduces all the characters and sets up this uneasy feeling and lack of trust that will be present throughout the entire game. However, in terms of actual gameplay, there is literally nothing here. Like Five Nights at Freddy's 3, there is literally nothing that can kill you on this first night, and all you have to do to beat it is click a few buttons and walk through an event. Like I said, as an introduction, it's pretty good, however, because of the lack of gameplay, by default, this night has to be as low as it is on the list. Number 4, Night 5, the normal mode. For a final night, I won't lie, this is kind of underwhelming. The only form of gameplay throughout the entire night is the parts and service baby section, and even then it's just button clicking. There is a section before and after where you crawl through Funtime Auditorium, but in the first section, literally nothing can kill you, and in the second, the only way you can die is if you deliberately do so by ignoring baby, except for one part. While yes, lore-wise, this night is one of the best and has one of the most iconic and shocking moments in the entire Five Nights at Freddy's series, in terms of actual content, this night is a massive letdown. Number 3, Night 3. Night 3 is the first night on this list to feature a variety of gameplay. The first section we have to crawl through Funtime Auditorium while Funtime Foxy will move around the room. You need to use a flash beacon to see if Funtime Foxy is right in front of you, and if he is, you need to wait until he moves before you can keep walking. This section isn't explained very well, and to be honest, it's kind of up in the air whether you get through this or not without dying, but for the most part, it's fine. The second part is the main part of the night, which is what is mainly known for, which is the Funtime Freddy Parts and Service section, which once again is a bunch of button clicking, except for the last part where you have to catch Bomb Bomb before he kills you. This would be a hard challenge if there wasn't a surefire way to get it every single time. Even still, the checkpoint system in this game will make you rage, as if you do die, you have to go through the Funtime Auditorium all over again. But anyways, after you finish with Freddy, we get a cannon jump scare. Oh my god, how amazing. So yeah, an okay night, but still kind of mid and not amazing. Number 2, Night 2. Night 2 has the most content out of any night in the entire game, which is kind of sad. They definitely could have done a lot more with this game. But anyways, you start off the same as Night 1, checking lights and all that until you reach Circus Baby and have to hide under a desk and use a metal sheet to protect yourself against the Biddy Babs. This section is really easy and you definitely won't die unless you have like 2 brain cells or something. The next part is what I believe to be one of the best sections in the entire game, that being the Below Gallery. While basic, I really like the general idea of not moving when a song is playing. Maybe if they repeated this on later nights with added challenges, that would have been super cool. Anyways, after that you reach the control panel and have to rebeat all the systems while Funtime Freddy tries to kill you, and have you to use an auto cure to distract him. This minigame is quite challenging and has one of the best jump scares in the entire game. I think what drags this game down is that if you die, you are sent back to the start of the Below Gallery, which is the fault of the checkpoint system. But other than that, this is the first night in the entire game that actually has some interesting gameplay, and it's definitely the best night on a normal playthrough. Night 1, Night 5, Enid Night. Night 5 is pretty mid, however if you complete a secret minigame and immediately ignore baby after you leave the parts and service section, you will find yourself in an office-like section similar to that of the original games, and here you will face off against Enid, a mangled mess of animatronics sewn together and they are on their way to kill you. This night is super tight on power and requires you to both use audio cues and resource management to their fullest in order to beat this night. Besides the lack of information that you were given on how to beat the night, which I guess could be cool if you prefer going in blind and made to figure out, I really like Ended Night. And I think it is both a great final challenge and a fantastic nod to the games that came before it. And while yes, I hate the checkpoint system again in this night, especially considering how hard Ended Night is, I would still have to say this is easily the best night in all of Sister Location. Well, that's the list. Remember, this is all my opinion, and you're free to have your own opinion as well. Let me know in the comments below what your list is, and if you enjoyed any of this video, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for me. Just a short final video for the, final video for the year. I hope you guys will have a wonderful day and a happy new year, and hopefully next year is very wonderful. Thank you guys so much for all the support this year, and I will see you next year in the next video. Bye bye.